I am Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers. We are a group of friends who play games remotely due to living in different states. So as you can see, the annual Stonemaier Charity Auction has taken effect, and we are one of the lucky channels that Jamey has selected. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk about the Stonemaier collection of games as a thank you for Jamey putting some more eyes on this channel. And also, just if you haven't heard of the Stonemaier Charity Auction, go ahead and check it out. This year there are going to be 12 different auctions, and every winning bid will get a signed copy of Red Rising, a signed copy of Rolling Realms, which is the new roll and write that's coming out, a signed copy of the upcoming Tapestry expansion, which hasn't even been announced yet. Well, it's been announced, but details haven't been. And then a copy of the Between Two Castles Secrets and Soirees expansion. So yes, that is fantastic, so go ahead, check that out. But I'm going to go ahead and rank all of the Stonemaier games and just talking about what I think about them. So starting out, number 12 is My Little Scythe. So I'm not a family. I don't play with young kids. However, this game is staying in my collection in the hopeful future that I'll be able to play it with my nephew. Fingers crossed. But it is a very simplified version of Scythe. You go around, you try to collect 2 different resources and turn them in and do different quests. It's cool, it's nice, it's just very simplified, although those minis are awesome. So number 11 is Rolling Realms. I'm not a roll and write fan, so that makes it generally further down on the list. It does have a kick-ass solo variant though. You get to have an 18-round mini golf, where you go and you play different scenarios and you have different goals and just trying to get the most points for the most part. So it's really interesting. It is a 7.75 overall. For multiplayer, it is a 6.5, and a solo is a 9. I really love that solo, and when the pre-order opens up, which should be today, I'll also be purchasing that. And also, My Little Scythe was ranked a 7. Number 10 is the legacy game, Charterstone. I do like Euro games. It's just, it felt a very slow upkeep. However, if you would have just thrown everything in on one person, it might have been a little bit hard for them to grasp. So it was nice to see the rules slowly learned. But it did kind of start feeling old. But it was just a really unique experience of being able to just open up these boxes and do your own area of the map how you want it. And you can just go around and try to get what you want specifically in your area. After the legacy's done, you have a full game that you can play. And of course, if you do the recharge pack, you could do the other side of the map. So then you could have 2 different versions of the game, which is cool. And Charterstone is ranked an 8 out of 10, so I do really enjoy it. Number 9 is Pendulum. This is another 8 out of 10 for me. I'm not normally a fan of real-time games. However, this one also has a variant where you can just move the tracker after everyone's decided and it flips the timers. So I do really like that. It has a nice tension going on. We have talked about a way to play it remotely, but it would feel completely different than in person. So we haven't quite finagled that yet. But it's really nice artwork, nice fantasy-ish theme. And the component quality on the player boards is really nice. It has a very thick feel to it. And it doesn't feel like it moves around very often at all. Number 8 is Between Two Cities. This is an 8.5 out of 10. So this is where you're going around and you're trying to build a 4x4 or 5x5 grid. And it is strict, it has to be that shape. And you're trying to just put your pieces in. Different types are, either you set collection, try to get as many of them in your city as possible. While others is you don't want them next to other things. It's a really cool puzzle game. They are also, because of the name, it's Between Two Cities, you're working with your partners on either side, trying to get your cities to be the best possible with someone else, while also trying to make it so that they're both level, because you of course score the lowest of the 2 and not helping your other opponent's castles. My number 7 is Scythe. It is an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I do really love the going around, going up and finding those encounters and just gathering the resources that you need. Of course, they stay on the map, and you just try to figure out how best to get it. There is a little bit of fighting, but not too extreme whatsoever. So I do really like the puzzle that it provides and the nice light player interaction that it has. Number 6 is Between Two Castles. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. So the Secret and Soirees expansion does add another variant for solo play, which I have played that and there's a video on that. It's cool. I like the introvert version the best, but it also adds a new way of playing with just your castles. However, our group still prefers to play it the original way, where like Between Two Cities, you're working on a castle between each player. Although it is a little bit more flexible on how it is, it doesn't be a strict grid. Although you do build from the ground up, so you can't have, a balcony off to the side, for instance. Which I did make that mistake in the game, if you go watch that. But it is a lot of fun, and all of the pieces are unique artwork. It also has really awesome game trays inserts in it, so it is really easy to put back into the box, which I really do like that. So number 5 is Wingspan. This is another 9 out of 10 for me. It's like an engine builder, tableau builder type, where you have 3 different areas where you can put your birds at, and they give you different things. Like some you get eggs a lot, and then the forest you get food, and then you could get cards in the swamps, I think it is. It's the bottom one. But you want to get your cards out to get the maximum amount that you can for every action, because sometimes they have powers that can activate as you move it down when you activate a row, and it's really fun. Really easy game, and it has a great theme that non-gamers have really latched onto. So it's one that you can easily get people to enjoy with you. Number 4 is Red Rising. I have fallen in love with the books because of Jamey. Because of this game, I wanted to know, hey, can I get into the theme? So I went out and I read the books, fell in love with them. And then, so of course I do have that going into the game. Although my best friends in New York, you can see our fresh thoughts on that. They also really enjoyed it. But it's a simple, you have your cards in your hand, and you lay them down in different areas, and you try to get up in different tracks. And the cards have either special abilities in your hand at the end of the game, or as you play them, they could do different things. And you just try to get your best hand of cards to give you the most amount of points. As well as the most amount of points that you get points in the Institute, and the Fleet track, as well as the Helium. And we did have a conversation with Jamey about Red Rising and some of the other things, and the charity auction from last year was talked about as well. So if you want to go see that video, go ahead and check that out. Number 3 is Euphoria. So this is a dystopic world game where you are trying to get your workers to do things and give you resources. You do want to keep your workers, your dice, a little bit on the lower side, so that way you can have more of them and not lose them, because if they get too smart, they'll just, disappear on you. You also want to keep them happy, because the happier they are, the more stuff that they carry in their hands, right? But it's a really cool worker dice placement game. Your workers are your dice, and you just roll them, and the value of the dice can determine what you get in specific areas. It's really cool, and I really enjoy it. And Euphoria is a 9.5 out of 10, so absolutely adore the game. Viticulture is one of the first worker placement games I did play. It is another 9.5 out of 10. I do really love the Grande Worker. I know that was the Essential Edition or Second Edition, one of the two. But that Grande Worker, being able to place it on a spot with another worker, is still a really cool thing that is, I feel, Viticulture, hands down, does it the best. So you go and you try to get your grapes, and you try to get your grapes harvested and then turn them into wine, and then sell the wine to the customers. Which selling to the customers can get you residual income every year, which makes it easier for you to do other things and build more buildings. And you're just trying to get victory points. It's a race to 25, and you just want to get the most at the end of that year. And then finally, my favorite game in the Stonemaier line is Tapestry. This is a perfect 10 out of 10 pretty much. The only issue I have is the buildings don't quite fit when you put them in the grid, but that's a very minor quibble that I got bases off of Etsy to put them in, and it works fabulously. but the gameplay itself is amazing. You are trying to go up on different tracks. You have your science, your technology, you have exploration and military, and you're trying to get up there so that way you can get the most victory points possible. Generally, you want to stick to the two sides that are opposite of each other and try to get those tracks up, but you don't want to completely negate the other two. But if you focus on those two, that can get you a lot of points, whichever two you choose. The important thing is you don't want to like go too far out. You don't want to go up a little bit on every track, because then you're not really capitalizing on those big gains at the end. I really like how those tracks do work and how they integrate with each other. And then that grid, your city that you're building, putting those buildings down, those big, chunky, pre-painted buildings, and just putting them down on your square, completing a line, a row, a nice big square. Oh, it is just an absolutely fabulous feeling. So definitely check that out. I think we have another Fresh Thoughts, which is of course our review on that one. But yeah, so that is all 12 of the current Stonemaier games ranked. And I hope you go ahead and check out the Stonemaier Charity Auction, because there are a lot of awesome things going on. And definitely go ahead and check out the other content creators, as this is a great way for them to get recognition just like we are. So thank you for watching, and until next time, just remember to have fun, be present, and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you find value in our content, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let a friend or family member know that we exist. Help us spread our channel and bring remote gaming to a table near you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.